The event of Karbala is a profoundly significant and tragic episode in Islamic history, particularly revered by Shia Muslims. It occurred on the 10th of Muharram in the year 61 R. 680 CE, in Karbala, which is located in modern-day Iraq. At its core, the event recounts the martyrdom of Imam Hussein ibn Ali, the beloved grandson of Prophet Muhammad, and his loyal companions. This event serves as a timeless testament to themes of justice, sacrifice, and resolute resistance against tyranny. Historical context leading to Karbala. To fully grasp the magnitude of Karbala, it's essential to understand the political landscape that emerged after the passing of Prophet Muhammad. Following the Prophet's death, the question of leadership within the Muslim community, the Caliphate, became a source of considerable contention. Over time, the Umayyad dynasty rose to power, with Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan establishing a hereditary rule. When Muawiyah passed away, his son, Yazid ibn Muawiyah, ascended to the caliphate. Yazid's rule was widely perceived as illegitimate by many, especially by those who believed that the leadership should remain within the Prophet's family and be based on piety, moral integrity, and justice, rather than dynastic succession. Imam Hussein, as the grandson of the Prophet and a deeply revered figure within the Muslim community, steadfastly refused to pledge allegiance to Yazid. He viewed Yazid's rule as corrupt, unjust, and a deviation from the true principles of Islam. Imam Hassan's journey towards Kufa. Imam Hussein was residing in Medina when he began receiving a multitude of letters and invitations from the people of Kufa, a prominent city in Iraq. These letters earnestly requested him to come and lead them, pledging their full support and vowing to stand with him against Yazid's oppressive rule. Recognizing the imperative to uphold justice and challenge an illegitimate authority, Imam Hussein decided to respond to their fervent pleas. Prior to his departure, many well-wishers and relatives advised him against the journey, fearing for his safety given the volatile political climate. However, Imam Hussein felt it was his divine duty to confront injustice and preserve the true essence of Islam. He set out from Mecca with his family, including women and young children, and a relatively small group of devoted companions. Despite being fully aware of the immense dangers that lay ahead, he was prepared to make the ultimate sacrifice for the principles he held dear. The betrayal and treachery of Kufa. As Imam Hassan's caravan neared Kufa, the political situation within the city had undergone a dramatic and unfortunate shift. Yazid's appointed governor, Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad, had implemented extremely harsh and brutal measures to suppress the pro-Hussein movement. He systematically arrested, imprisoned, or executed many of Imam Hassan's loyal supporters, including Muslim ibn Aqil, Imam Hassan's own cousin, whom he had sent ahead as an emissary to assess the situation. The people of Kufa, intimidated by the ruthless tactics of the Umayyad forces, largely abandoned their pledges of support to Imam Hussein. The confrontation at Karbala. On the 2nd of Muharram, Imam Hassan's caravan was intercepted by a large Umayyad army near a place known as Karbala. The army was initially led by Hur ibn Yazid al-Tamimi, who blocked Imam Hassan's path. Later, the command of the Umayyad forces was taken over by Umar ibn Sa'd. They surrounded Imam Hassan's small group and, cruelly, prevented them from accessing water from the nearby Euphrates River. The Umayyad forces demanded that Imam Hussein pledge allegiance to Yazid. However, Imam Hussein firmly and consistently refused to compromise his principles. He offered them several alternatives: to allow him to return to Medina, or to let him go to one of the Islamic frontiers, or to meet Yazid directly to discuss the matter. Yet, the Umayyad commander's ultimate and non-negotiable demand remained his allegiance, a demand Imam Hussein would never concede to. The siege and unbearable hardship. For several agonizing days, Imam Hussein and his companions, including the vulnerable women and young children, endured unimaginable hardship. The scorching desert sun, combined with the deliberate denial of water, took an extreme toll on them. Despite the immense suffering, Imam Hussein spent these difficult days in fervent prayer, deep reflection, and offering unwavering encouragement to his companions, constantly reminding them of the noble purpose of their stand. On the 9th of Muharram, a day known as Tazua, the Umayyad army significantly intensified its preparations for battle, making their intention to attack the following day unequivocally clear. Imam Hussein requested a night's respite for prayer, which was granted. He utilized this final night to pray and to give his companions the absolute choice to leave, assuring them that he would release them from their oath of allegiance. Remarkably, not a single one chose to depart. They all chose to remain and fight alongside him, demonstrating unparalleled loyalty and devotion. The day of Ashura, the climax. The 10th of Muharram, known as Ashura, dawned with the formidable Umayyad army, numbering in the thousands, confronting Imam Hassan's minuscule group, which consisted of approximately 72 utterly loyal companions and family members. Imam Hussein made one last attempt to reason with the enemy, delivering powerful and eloquent sermons about justice, the sanctity of human life, and the inherent illegitimacy of Yazid's rule. However, his words of truth fell on deaf ears. The battle commenced. Despite being vastly outnumbered and severely weakened by thirst, Imam Hassan's companions fought with extraordinary valor and unwavering courage. They exemplified selflessness, profound devotion, and an unyielding commitment to their Imam. One by one, they fell as martyrs, bravely defending Imam Hussein and his revered family. Among the most prominent martyrs were Ali Akbar, Imam Hassan's eldest son, who bore a striking resemblance to Prophet Muhammad, Qasim ibn Hassan, Imam Hassan's brave young son, and Abbas ibn Ali, Imam Hassan's half-brother and the valiant standard-bearer, who made a heroic attempt to fetch water for the desperately thirsty children but was ultimately martyred near the river. The martyrdom of Imam Hussein. Eventually, with almost all of his companions and beloved family members martyred, Imam Hussein was left alone on the battlefield. Despite his immense grief, profound physical weakness, and numerous wounds, he continued to fight with unparalleled determination. He was severely wounded by countless arrows and spears. Finally, he fell to the ground. Shimr ibn Dil-Jawshan, a notorious and brutal figure in the Umayyad army, is infamously remembered for brutally beheading Imam Hussein. Following Imam Hassan's martyrdom, the Umayyad soldiers engaged in a horrific act of looting his camp, even stripping the clothes from the sacred bodies of the martyrs. The women and children, including Imam Hassan's courageous sister Zainab bint Ali and his ailing son Imam Ali al-Sajjad, who was too ill to fight, were taken as captives. Aftermath and enduring legacy. The captives were subjected to a grueling and humiliating procession through Kufa and then forcibly taken to Damascus, the capital of Yazid's caliphate. Throughout their arduous journey and while imprisoned in Yazid's court, Zainab bint Ali and Imam Ali al-Sajjad delivered powerful and eloquent speeches. Their courageous orations exposed the profound cruelty and injustice of the Umayyad regime, informing the bewildered populace about the horrific truth of what had transpired at Karbela. Their remarkable eloquence, resilience, and unwavering courage played an absolutely crucial role in preserving the message of Karbela and ensuring its everlasting remembrance. The event of Karbela had an absolutely profound and lasting impact on Islamic history. It further solidified the emerging division between Sunni and Shia Islam and irrevocably became the paramount symbol of resistance against oppression, tyranny, and injustice for Shia Muslims worldwide. It is commemorated annually with deep solemnity and profound reverence during the month of Muharram, particularly on Ashura, through mourning ceremonies, public processions, and dramatic reenactments, tazia in some regions, to remember the unparalleled sacrifices made by Imam Hussein and his loyal companions. Karbala stands as a timeless and universal lesson about the paramount importance of standing up for truth, justice, and moral integrity, even in the face of overwhelming odds, and the enduring significance of unwavering principles.